I hate saying this, but I'm not really a car guy. I'm an actor who got a part in a commercial.
Yeah.
And then everyone associates me with that. And they think, oh, he must love this. I go, I'll pretend to.
Welcome to the X5 podcast, everybody. I'm David Line. I'm your host today. In with us today is my co-host, Jeff Allen.
What's up?
Of course, Bert, No Shirt Bert over there. And Cassio Kid. What's up?
Somebody.
Charlie Reese is blessed us with his presence.
Hey,
2
buddy.
episodes in a row. I don't know who we owe this honor to.
Well, I'm just doing my part.
But our special guest today is,
Hold on a second. Hey, take a deep breath.
yeah.
And say it with some excitement.
Huh?
There you go. Now go for it.
They love me doing the cold intro so they can bust my balls about it.
That's fun.
I know, it is.
A lot of fun.
All right. Our special guest today is somebody we've been trying to get in here for a long time. Stand-up comedian, legendary comic here, Jon Reep.
Wow.
everybody.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Somebody.
Wow. Thank you. That's such an honor. Legendary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He just learned that word.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep it in my vernacular.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another big one he just learned too, guys.
I'm trying to keep out my binoculars.
That's two within 10
Binoculars.
seconds.
I think that's what he said.
John hitting his binoculars.
Well, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, thanks for
it's
coming
a
in.
nice setup you guys got here.
Thank
I
you.
need to know the origin story of this thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Charlie.
Because I've got my own podcast, and I'm like, I'm not doing something right. What is going on here?
You're not the only one to
Your
say
studio
that.
looks
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, it looks good.
Huh?
Your studio looks incredible.
Yeah, it's okay. It looks fine. I mean, but when you turn the camera around, like I'm looking at like all of this in my studio. If I turn the camera around, I'd be like, "Oh dear Lord,
Like a rape
feel
dungeon.
bad for this guy." Yeah, but no, I mean, look, there's lights, everything. It's just whole building.
Oh, thanks. Man.
Yeah, it's
I
nice.
appreciate that.
It's our compound, the X5
Yeah.
compound.
X5 compound. Sign me up.
John, this started off as a place to store my cars.
Okay.
And so my wife got tired of me bringing all these cars home, and we had built a shop, and I filled that up. And then she was like, look, you got to quit bringing shit home, So I bought this warehouse, and then,
He bought it to hide his cars.
yeah.
Yeah.
And tell
I
her,
got the
and
quick
not
little
tell her
tour.
what I bought, that week. But yeah. So then we just built this place
Yeah.
out and decided to do a podcast,
It's awesome. You could do a full-on film in this place.
Yeah.
This is like a real studio somewhere
Yeah.
you'd see in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That's the plan, actually. I
Yeah,
think,
that
is
is
to
the plan.
Turn
Yeah.
it into a studio.
Other podcast studios, and then also being able to do modular sets in the back and the back there, and just I got a great idea for a cooking show. I'll talk to you about it off air.
Okay.
It'd be great.
Well, I like to eat. I got my own barbecue sauce.
You do?
Shit.
Yeah.
Our buddy Dave Williams. You know Dave Williamson?
Kid Dave Williams?
No.
Not that, you know that. I don't even know if his last name is Williams, by the way. No, I'm not sure. Maybe if I saw his face.
he over there?
I'm so bad
out
with
there?
names, everything.
Yeah, he's a big barbecue
Oh,
guy.
yeah. No. I know this guy.
Yeah.
I love him. Yes. He just sent me of some of this.
Oh, did he?
And I sent him a bottle of my stuff.
Cool.
I told him I need to make a video because he made a video of him using mine.
Well, there
And now
you
I
go.
got to make a video, and I haven't done it yet. Sorry, Dave, and I know who you are. I love you.
Here's your,
Hey, don't worry, John. We'll edit the rest of that beginning of that conversation out.
Thank you. Well, he's not watching this. Let's be honest.
you can go ahead and make that video right quick if you need to.
All right. Let's see this barbecue sauce. Right. Bring that up, Eric.
So I'll give you a quick little origin story of that. I moved back home to Hickory, North Carolina about 6 years ago. And there's Hickory has its own sort of style of barbecue sauce. It's this guy named Lauren Weaver
Yeah.
had his own restaurant called the Hickory Smokehouse, and people loved his sauce. And when I came back home, he goes, dude, you talk about Hickory all the time. I got Hickory Smokehouse. Let's partner up. Let's do something. And he came up with this style of barbecue sauce. It's a mix of 3 different Carolina styles. You got mustard-based, vinegar-based, and tomato-based. And it's really good. It's called South in Your Mouth. And it's, like Jon Reep's Hickory Smokehouse, South in Your Mouth barbecue sauce. So good it'll make your head shake. And that's Lauren Weaver right there. My dad weirdly looks like that. I mean, that's what my dad used to look like.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's so crazy. But
I thought that was Ed O'Neill from.
that's
Married with
someone
Children.
else said that too. It does kind of I look like Ed O'Neill. But yeah, so yeah, when you get your cooking show
Okay.
ready, I'll give you some barbecue sauce.
Cool, absolutely. Yeah.
How about you hook us up with some anyway?
If I had some with me, I was going to hand it to you.
I like them.
I sold all of them in Chattanooga. I got 2 bottles of hot sauce left.
Yeah.
So if do you like hot sauce?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a bottle of hot sauce.
Deal.
It's made with the Carolina Reaper pepper.
That's okay.
Dude, you're
Oh.
selling out of your sauces at shows? That's
Yeah,
great.
this
That's
time I
good.
did. Yeah,
Merch,
Yeah.
merch, merch.
merch, baby.
I like a
walk
good
around money.
vinegar based sauce. Though.
Yes.
It's got a good bite to it. You know
Which
what I mean?
kind?
A vinegar
Yeah,
base.
yeah.
I love a good vinegar based sauce.
Yeah, I like it all. I don't like getting to barbecue wars with people,
Yeah.
like
Right.
Texas versus St. Louis versus. I like. Look,
Yeah.
I like it all. It's all. Variety's the spice of life. It's
Sure.
whatever your mood is. So this is just a different flavor. It's good though. I really like it.
Dave came down. We've got a podcast chef that he would have been here today, but he was already booked. But he comes in and cooks for a lot of our guests and does butts and brisket and steaks, things like that. So we had done a sting with Chris Hansen. Chris is a buddy of
Oh
ours,
wow.
and so we do stings with him.
Oh, that's scary.
And so
Explain that further. 'Cause
Thank
it
you
may
for-
sound like we got going.
Well,
for
I
something.
know.
no, yeah.
Oh, you do it with him.
Well, so David, no, I'm just kidding.
I wish Chris walked in right now. John, we've got to talk to you.
You want
So-
some more
so-
Diet Coke, John?
So the
How about
house,
some cookies?
yeah, the guest house you're at. you know, we do stings out of that
You know
house.
what? I
too.
was wondering if there are cameras up in there.
There are no cameras. Just
'Cause
one
I got in there.
bidet.
It's like, oh, look at all
Yeah.
this stuff I can start playing with.
Yeah, no cameras in there when we're not doing stings. But yeah, so we do that. And David came out with Rob, and they kind of had a little competition,
Okay.
and fed all the sheriff's department and Chris Hansen's crew and stuff.
Wow.
So Dave's a good guy. He's a good friend of ours, and
Yeah.
he hung out and watched the sting. You'll have to come check that out sometime.
I met
it's
him
fun.
when Bert Kreischer was doing the
Yeah,
Fully loaded.
Yeah.
during COVID, they did comedy shows.
Drive-in theaters.
Drive-in
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
theaters.
Yeah,
Thank you. And he was in not far from where I lived, and I went and popped in there and did a guest set. And that's where I met Dave, and
Yeah.
he was cooking briskets for
yeah.
me.
He loves it too.
He's good at it.
Boy can
Damn
cook,
good,
can't he?
Yeah.
Bert said he loves to take him on tour because they eat very well when he's on tour with him.
Yeah.
I can see. Yeah.
That's where Bert gained all that weight.
Yeah,
It
you can
is.
tell.
Dave Williamson. Way to go. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So last night you were in Chattanooga,
That's right. I did 4 shows at the Comedy Catch in Chattanooga.
the
Right
comedy
there in the
Catch.
Choo Choo.
In the Choo Choo.
Yeah. It's been around forever, but
Really?
it's a good venue. It's okay.
Yeah. we
It's an A minus.
we there you go.
Yeah.
We got connected through a mutual friend. How the hell do you know Tom Mabe?
That's a good question. I was just having this conversation. I don't know Tom Mabe. I only know him through other comedians and
Yeah.
stuff I've seen him do online. We've talked to each other, emails, direct messages here and there, liking a thing that he does. And I've never met him face to face.
That's
Come on out, Tom. No.
Yeah, what does he look like? Wait, are you Tom?
Hey, how you doing?
You're hilarious.
That was Tom the whole time.
No, but I've never. So, do you guys know Reno Collier?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I think I knew Tom through Reno. I think Reno had brought him up to me one time.
Okay.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Tom do a lot of radio stuff for Bob and Tom?
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I knew him, just through the
Mm-hmm.
zeitgeist of another comedian out there in the world,
Yeah.
But I've never met him face to face. And I talked to him for the first time the day I talked to one of you guys. Was it you?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was me.
The day I was talking to you
Yeah.
was the day I talked to Tom for the first time. That's how.
Dude, it's
that's how it
crazy. He
happened.
only does like 1 or 2 clubs like a year. He does
There's a
every-
bunch of corporate stuff.
yeah.
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 All
That's
corporate
fine.
stuff. That's weird that you could just live in that world and not
Yeah.
even have to go do clubs, man.
Yeah, that would be nice. Where's he from, Tom?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville. Okay.
Yeah.
And I wonder, did he live in LA for a while?
I think so.
Yeah.
For a
Oh
minute.
yeah, he's had TV.
He at
deals
least
and
goes
stuff.
out there a lot.
Yeah.
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 He had a which I know you had a great show that I missed dearly. We touched on that on our phone call, but he had a show. Tom had a show on CMT called Mabe in America.
Yes. Okay.
And he had one of my favorite skits ever, where he had checked into the telemarketers convention in Washington D.C. He checked into the hotel that they were staying in. And he waited till 3:00 in the morning. He started calling the rooms.
Oh, that's
pretending he was
great.
the front desk.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So that's how I know Tom.
Yes.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that was the first time we talked, and no, he's great.
He's a good guy.
I've actually never seen him do stand up.
He's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah. He's a good hang too.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time with comedians about how all comedians are like, well, that's my friend. And you're like, when's the last time y'all hung out? Like 10 years? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going everywhere on different weekends. You just
Like
never see
ships
them.
passing in the night, you know? Like
Yeah.
sometimes you'll leave a note in the green room for the next guy, which is what he did.
Yeah, Tom left John a note in the
Did he really?
yeah, and then Cato
And
left
Cato
me a
Kalin.
note on his hotel room key. Left over there in the guest house.
Yeah. Well, how was Kato Kalin?
Great,
Fantastic.
great, good guy.
Yeah.
His stand up, was great. I was impressed, but he's a great guy, funny. Just
Took a picture with anybody who wanted.
yeah.
Making moms happy.
especially your mom.
Oh, I know. He came in a little. I'll be honest with you. He came in a little hot.
Actually,
boy.
Mark's mom was going home with him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I was like, hey, you better watch them two old bags right there. They're nothing but trouble, dude.
Casey goes, why do they go out a lot? I said, they're just out cruising for dick. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah.
How old is Kato now, you think?
Cato
Probably
is
60?
65.
65.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't
it
look
just
over.
seems like yesterday when he looked like he was 25.
He's not.
Well,
he-
when all the OJ shit was going on in '94,
He'd have
the
been
trial, he was 35.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just
It's been 30 years. Yeah.
Yeah, his documentary just came out. I'm just plugging everybody's shit.
Kato's
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
I'd
30
watch
year.
that.
It's the
Couple
30-year
nights ago.
anniversary of the OJ.
He's about to
thing.
be everywhere. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
fixed to get
30
Oh, it's
years.
not out yet?
One came out on Tubi 2 days ago.
Oh, good.
And then what's coming out on Netflix here?
Yeah.
soon.
Netflix, Lifetime, I think,
Lifetime.
and somewhere else.
Then he's fixed to go on Dr. Phil this week.
Oh, yeah, Dr.
that's
Phil.
Oh,
what-
yeah.
Good
He's
for
like
him.
that. He's recording.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
kind of got thrown under the bus with all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we found out that he was friends with OJ. He was friends with Phil Spector.
Yeah.
He was
And
friends
Robert
with
Blake.
The
and
Menendez
Robert
brothers.
Blake.
Stay
The
away
Menendez
from
brothers.
Kato.
It's amazing he's allowed to tell you about
I
this
know.
shit.
Jeffrey
One of us in
Dahmer.
his room's going down.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
He was roommates with the Night Stalker.
Yeah, we were giving him shit the other night. but- oh my god!
Well, we were sitting there talking to him, and just based on this, what he was saying, we were like, well, one of us is going to be a serial killer. Like there are 5 of us here. Everybody, 1 in 5. There's one of us is going to be a serial
I
killer.
know.
Yeah.
I know who I'm betting on.
Yeah. No, man.
It's always the quiet ones. You know?
Yeah.
The guy with a bus that's empty right now.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, it's still running, by the way?
Yeah. Getaway bus.
Hey, it's not empty.
There's dead hookers all inside there.
They're not dead yet.
John, our shit. I say this to all our guests almost every episode. Our shit's always completely off the rails.
Oh, good.
So,
That's how I like it.
Just sit back and relax.
Good.
We
Stay
try and
away
make
from
sure-
Well,
shit.
ask me anything. Well, if you have questions about me,
Yeah.
I'm the
So,
open book.
what
Whatever
comedians do you
wanna
think
know.
are doing coke?
What
No,
comedians
just-
doing coke?
Hey, seriously, I want to touch on something. My
I was actually
fucking
trying to think.
favorite fucking
There's plenty.
show. My favorite show of all time, and I was so fucking disappointed when it stopped airing. And it's my favorite show, but I can't remember the fucking name.
Was
of
was it on the Speed Network?
Yes.
It's called Are You Faster
Are
Than
you
a Redneck?
faster than a redneck?
Yes.
I loved that shit. So John
That was fun.
hosted it,
Yeah.
and you would get like some of these guys with their import cars, versus like good American muscle. I'm
Muscle
a
cars.
gearhead, dude. I'm a
Yeah.
muscle car freak,
Well, that's why that explains why you'd love that show. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it was about. It was about the old school muscle car versus imports, and I was the host, and we shot like I don't know, it's like 13 episodes in 10 days,
Yeah.
back
Oh,
to
wow.
back.
No shit.
Yeah, it was crazy, and yeah, it was the #1 show on the Speed Network, and
Yep.
then they canceled The network.
The network. The whole fucking network. Not the show, but
The
the whole
network
network.
just-
John, did you tank the whole
I
entire
did.
damn
I did.
network?
Yeah, that's what I-
Congratulations.
Kato Kalin was on episode 2. But no, that was they turned into Fox Sports 1.
Yeah.
And then they said that we're done with the car stuff. So it
Which-
just went away, but it was a lot of fun.
God, it looked so much fun to be a part of.
There were some real fights that broke out.
Really?
We almost had to stop. We had to stop recording for like at least 48 hours because these guys, they get into it. They take it really. See, to me, it was a TV show.
Sure.
Like, I'm just here to host. I'm
No
a
skin in the
comedian.
game at all.
I have no skin in the game. Like, it made it look like my money was on the line, but it was always their money. It was
Right.
my money. And so I didn't care about any of it.
Right.
And I'm not, I hate to say this, but I'm not really a car guy. I'm an actor who got a part in a commercial.
Yeah.
And then everyone associates me with that. And they think, oh, he must love this. I go, I'll pretend to. You gave me the money. I'll
How much
say
does it pay?
I'm a gun for hire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
How much is that check?
well, I still get residual checks in the mail.
That's awesome.
Actually, I made a game of that and I
We're
played
gonna-
it on my podcast.
We're going to talk about that. I
Okay,
can't
good.
wait to talk about it.
I wish I brought one with me. We could have played in here.
Do you know about this?
About the what?
His residual game check?
I'll do
No.
play a
Okay.
game. So my podcast is called Carolina Reaper.
Yep.
And
It's awesome.
it's
This is
mostly
great.
live. We do it live Tuesday nights, 8:00, Facebook and YouTube.
Right.
And because I'm an actor, I get these residual checks in the mail.
Sure.
Stuff I've done in the past. And I don't open them. I got these stack of envelopes. I don't know how much is in there. I open it live on the show and I tell people what it's for, what movie, what sitcom, what commercial.
Right.
And then I take 3 phone calls at random. People have to guess the amount of the check. Closest
Oh,
person to
shit.
the real amount wins that check. I literally sign the check and I mail it to people.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I don't know if they could cash it. It's not
You've
my
never done a
problem.
follow-up with anybody?
I mean, actually, the biggest one, the dude found a way to cash it. It was like $1,100.
Whoa.
And he cashed it.
Damn, dude. You're giving away that kind of cheddar on your
It's usually $1.87.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
When-
yeah.
when
it's
you
really
opened
small.
it, it was 1,100. You're like, son
Oh,
of a-
I was pissed.
Oh, I bet.
I was pissed because I forgot about it. Like, okay, so this was on Amazon Prime. There was a show. Do you know Tig Notaro?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She had a show on Amazon Prime called One Mississippi.
Yeah, I remember that show.
And I was on 2 episodes.
Yeah. That's where I know you from.
Yeah. I'm the Civil War reenactor guy. I always play some kind of redneck, you know. That's my wheelhouse. But they apparently it got bought out by some foreign company.
Hmm.
And it was just this big check that came. I never knew that was going to happen. I'm used to small checks, you know. I mean, these days, once time gets between a certain project, the checks
Right.
just dwindle down. So, I mean, they're usually pretty small. But this one, that day, I'm like, I could have used that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I give my checks away.
So they really send you checks for $1.18?
They send you a check for a
Less than
penny.
postage.
Really?
Yeah.
Less than
postage.
postage.
That's a waste
Because
of time.
they have to do, like, you know, legally, they have to prove to you that we're keeping track and here's what we technically owe you.
You'd get more money recycling the paper.
That's right. You would. You would. But see, the beauty of the game is most people don't know how much these checks are.
Yeah.
So when I say on my Facebook page, call in right now, you could win my paycheck. People get freaked out. Oh, it's going to be great. And they'll be guess, $13,000?
Yeah.
And then the guy, $25,000. Another guy, $850. I go, $2.80. And I hold it up to the camera. I want you all to know this is how much actors get sometimes. We ain't all making money.
Yeah.
So
that
basi-
SAG card comes with a price.
That's right.
So basically,
right.
you're just mailing people your autograph.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I do is I go like, all right, here's the deal. So I got 3 guesses on the table. All right, no one's got it exactly right, but the closest person is this guy.
Yeah.
All right, dude. You can keep the check or you can forfeit the check. I play like, let's make a deal.
Yeah.
And you can go for a mystery box, a mystery item in the box of merchandise. And they don't know what to do because the check could be really big or they don't know if it's going to be small. And guy said, I'm going to keep the check. And I'm like, all right, here's how much the check was. It was like 33 cents. I said, let's see what you would have won. And I reached into the mystery box.
A
of
new
merchandise.
Dodge car.
I pulled out my wallet. I was never in there, but I just wanted to feel bad. So I pulled out my wallet. I started counting 1, 2, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. And the guy's like, no! I'm like,
Deal or no deal.
yeah. But what I do is, because I don't want them to feel too bad, I'll send them the check and some other merchandise and some barbecue sauce. But yeah, that's what we do on that show. But yeah, Are You Faster was a fun thing to do. And the guy, so my point was, these two guys, one guy bumped into another guy, and the guys who were driving the imports, typically weren't as aggressive. They had a little bit less testosterone than the guys with the muscle cars.
Because they're driving imports.
That's right. I'm glad I wanted y'all to say it.
Yeah.
And so
That was Bert.
this one dude, look at him over there smiling, high as hell. Look at him. But this guy bumped into this other guy, and he pulled up next to him, got out and just punched the guy in the face.
The guy driving the muscle car punched the import.
Punched the import guy in the face.
That's right.
Hey, that's brand loyalty right there. That's what that is.
That kid didn't know what to do, and it was all on camera because the cameras are right there. It's for a TV show, and that kid said, "Well, I'm going to call my lawyer."
Oh yeah,
and then
sounds
everything
right.
shut down that day. 8 lawyers showed up, and
Did he cry?
probably I don't remember.
Yeah, he's driving a Subaru.
Suba losers.
Yeah.
He knows all the terminology.
I remember getting all these descriptions of the import guys and the cars that they were driving. I thought I got to come up with
some lingo. You got to speak their
just
talk.
to throw it out there and make fun of them, because that's the whole angle. Was I had my own stable of like I'm calling the mullet mafia guys, like the muscle car guys were my friends, and I didn't meet them till that day either. And so I said, we got to sit down and come up with some stuff, and we made it look like it was like we've known each other forever, but it was a lot of fun, and I wish they would bring it back.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah,
a great show.
Dodge is thinking about bringing back the Hemi guys.
Oh, really?
Oh. Yeah.
Well, that'd be good.
That would be good.
Is that one of your biggest paychecks, that one?
One of the biggest paycheck was winning Last Comic Standing.
Oh, yeah.
And that was $250,000.
And my wife, she goes, I love Jon. When we were on the phone, she goes, I love him. He was on Last Comic Standing and stuff. She goes, he's my favorite one on there. So,
well, tell her thank you. Yeah, that was season 5, 2007.
How was winning that?
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the season I was on, it was the only season. It was a worldwide thing. It wasn't just in America. It was in California. I'm sorry. It was in Canada, the UK. California's another country.
The country of California.
It's about to be. But the UK and Australia, it was all like more of a global thing. And so to this day, I'm the one winner who had the most votes ever, because it was from all over the place. But that was a nice paycheck. Yeah. So for years, I would sit back watching the show thinking like, do I want to do this? I don't know, because I'm looking at the show and I'm thinking, well, that is a lot of good exposure for comedians and comedy, but you're not in control of how they make you look, because they can edit the crap out of it and make you look lame or dumb, and they'll just drop a joke or make you look like you don't make any sense. And the fact that it was a reality show I didn't like, because, it's like, as a comedian, you're supposed to be up there and be cocky and carefree and very sure of yourself and not have a care in the world. Yeah. And then these guys who are great comedians would do a set and then look right in the camera and go, please vote for me.
Oh, so desperate. Like,
it just looked weird. Like, you can't have those two together. Yeah. Like, I can say what I want. Please vote for me. It just looked weird. And so
up there crying and trying to
so
get
the reality show part of it I never liked. But my agent called me. He's like, all right, well, this year they're going to, so you're not going to have to live in a house. Like, it's not going to be like American Idol, whatever, Big Brother, everybody's in a house. Everybody's going to get their own hotel room. They want to get road comedians, guys that sort of have an established, a little bit of a career. And the prize money is going to go up from $50,000 to $250,000. I said, all right, I'll go down there. I didn't think I'd win. I just went down to audition for it at the Improv in Los Angeles. And I knew that they were going to make me look like the redneck guy.
Sure.
So I played that up.
Sure.
And it just took off. But that was season 5, 2007. I came in first. Second place. Anybody remember?
Nope.
Lavelle Crawford.
Yeah, Lavelle.
Oh, was
That
it?
was his year.
Yeah, it was a good year. Third place, Canadian guy named Jerry D, who is huge in Canada right now. Like he's the Steve Harvey of Canada. He hosts the Family Feud of Canada.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's his own sitcom. He's doing great. Fourth place, Amy Schumer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fifth place, Ralph Harris, and then I did a lot of other great comedians on that year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good gracious,
I
that is
know.
a heavy hitter.
yeah.
You didn't thankfully you didn't have to go through the. I tried out in 2004.
Okay.
I think it was 04, maybe 05. It was.
Where did you audition?
it was-
try out.
At the Improv?
Oh, in LA.
I lived there at the time,
Yeah.
and they tried to get me to sign up for it, and I was like, I'm not camping on the street, bud.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to be diva, but I don't want to do it that.
I
bad.
wasn't doing that either. I told him, I was like, I'm not doing it. He said, no, we got you a set time audition. I go,
That's
"Okay, I'll do
exactly when I agreed to do
that."
it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was my biggest at that moment imposter syndrome moment where I would have had not enough material to made it that far.
Yeah.
I just was excited to be doing it. And when I got in there and did the time and passed like a first preliminary round,
Yeah.
then they were like, y'all are going to come back tonight. This group, y'all are coming back tonight. We're going to record everything and it'll be big and the judges and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there in a room and it's Doug Benson.
Doug Benson?
Doug Benson.
Yeah, yeah.
Skippy from Family Ties.
Yep.
Who's flown in from Vegas.
Yeah. Okay.
It's that year. And I'm sitting there with Gabriel, I think is there. And I'm sitting across the room when we're all filling out paperwork. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? I don't need to be at this table right now.
What if I win?
Yeah.
What if I make it to the next round? Then what do I do?
And then you start seeing them do
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to win.
Yeah, it's not going to be a problem.
Okay, now I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah, but
funny.
Yeah, but it's crazy, like showing up and they were literally on the block with, sleeping
Yeah.
bags and stuff. And you're like, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They wanted to make it look like American Idol version
Yeah.
of that. So they wanted to make it look like people are showing up from all over the country.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
But they really just called a bunch of comedians that they already knew. And just said, all right, you guys, we're going to make these weirdos stand in line and then you guys.
That's
get
the
in here."
fodder.
They're all actors.
Yeah, they're
Christ.
just extras out there getting residual checks today for a penny.
It wasn't really comedians sleeping on the street. They were just taking video at downtown Oakland.
Yeah. Well, at the time it was there.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Oh my gosh.
And now that show is called Kill Tony.
yeah.
How about old Hinchcliffe at the Brady roast, man?
Dude,
He's just
so
awesome.
solid. Him and
Okay, can I talk about that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I watched it. I loved it. I've done Kill Tony before. I know
Yeah.
Bert. I know all those guys. I was at the Comedy Store and one of those dudes.
Right.
So I'm watching it, and Tony stands. He starts at a table. And he gets up and he slowly starts standing up and he's going down the line. He's roasting and he's roasting. And he gets to Bert Kreischer. And he starts doing this long joke about the Tiger King with the Liver King and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and you could tell it's a well-crafted, well-thought out,
perfect. The most perfect
very good
roast
joke.
joke.
And behind him, because I'm distracted by everything, behind him is Bert Kreischer reading the teleprompter.
Yeah, you can see him in the clip going,
Yeah. And I'm like, now, so my brain goes to, is Bert trying to upstage Tony?
Oh.
Because that's what that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Technically, in the theater world, that is upstaging. Because the focus is supposed to be on this guy, but you're behind me doing that.
I just think he's got an ADD brain. And
I
he was
think
just
it's, I
so excited
100%
about it.
think it's that. And he was drinking, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't think he did it on purpose.
Not Bert.
Let the record show. I don't think he did it on purpose, but he still did it.
It was amazing.
He
So
went
I had to
on,
go back and rewind it and just hear the whole joke because I was distracted.
Oh, yeah.
I was
dude, that
laughing
kind of
at
stuff.
Bert.
That's where my eye goes, too. It's so funny to watch.
Hinchcliffe went on. It was Segura's and
Yeah.
Bears.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
that.
Bears, okay.
And just told them to their face that their performance was just fucking
Garbage.
terrible on that road.
But they knew it. They said somebody had to offset everything.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was.
Oh, whose performance? Like Tom
and Bert's.
It wasn't that big. They just had a small little part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they're surrounded by such monsters, they're not roast guys for starters.
Right.
Tony's just a fucking animal.
Yeah,
Well, that's
No.
what Tony does now. That's
Yeah.
basically his whole
Yeah.
show.
I was going to say, have you been involved in many roasts?
A couple. So on Last Comic Standing, I got roasted. Actually, before they announced the winner, it was down to me and Lavelle, and they recorded a roast of both of us. and they were going to just air the one of whoever ended up winning. So that was mine. And it's weird. Like, I like watching them at home by myself with some scotch in my hand, but I don't like being there. I don't like being in the room.
Yeah.
I don't like being on the receiving end of it. And I don't feel that comfortable doing it to people's face. But if I'm at home going like, ha, yeah, fuck that guy. You know?
You're right. That is my way. I like digesting it that way too.
Yeah, but if I'm there and I have to do it to you, I'm like, oh, what if he takes a swing at me? What if
what if he's already suicidal before he got to the damn thing? You know?
So I don't know, but I've done them, and I've done okay on them.
It's a whole different. I mean, people just go, "Why don't you do roast?" I'm like, not. That's a specialty.
Yeah, and they're gotten more vicious as they go. And back in the day, they used to be kind of a little bit more goofy, a little bit more innocent.
Yeah.
You know?
And when you're established, it looks like you're punching down to people. But
That's right.
when you got nothing to lose is when it's most fun.
Yeah.
But as you start to gain popularity, when you come in a room like that and start shitting on people, they're like, well, this motherfucker, like, who does he think he is?
And that's why people love Tony's
it.
performance so well,
Yeah.
because
Well,
a lot of people don't know Tony.
Yeah.
Tony said,
And he was punching up.
Well, he went off the fucking script too, which Netflix had a fucking fit about.
Okay.
So I just watched an interview about it. So they wanted to keep his ass down. In the pit,
Producers
at the
did.
table.
Oh, he got
He
up.
wasn't supposed to be even on the fucking stage.
Good
And he
for
just
him.
said, fuck it. And he went off.
See,
went
that's
off
the beauty of
script.
being live.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, Well, okay, so I did another one on this for the Speed Network
Yeah.
for Kevin Harvick,
Yeah.
and they did a roast of him, and I'm up there. I'm sort of like the MC of it, and you have to roast everybody on the dais, and I'm like, I know it's not live, so I can say anything I want,
Yeah.
and they'll cut it out if it's not appropriate. But I think my best joke, you all know Earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I love Earthquake. Earthquake was on the dais, and he was at the Speed Network. He was like the only black guy, and he said jokes about that as well. And everyone's taking shots at each other, and he came after me, and it was my turn to go up there. It's like, Earthquake is here. I don't know why they call you Earthquake. You look like a damn mudslide.
They keep it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They actually cut it out, but you saw Earthquake just doing this. Like, he loved it. But see, I would never say that to his face if there weren't cameras, I would hate that. I felt bad about doing it, but this is what you made me do.
Right.
Yeah.
Look what you made me do.
You brought me here. You know what this is.
I've been involved in a couple, and every time I go to the people, either before, if I don't see them before, I definitely I'm like, I just want to apologize in advance.
Right out the gate.
And they're always like, yeah, I know, man. I'm like,
Do your thing.
Do you know, though?
Yeah.
and then you just stick the knife in as
They're
deep as you
really
can stick it.
bad. Yeah.
I think the worst one I had to do was in Nashville. My agents, William Morris and Deborah, at the time, now I'm no longer with them. I could tell you that whole story.
Yeah.
But-
Fuck those guys.
I fuck those guys.
Oh, is that WME?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I do.
I'm
bunch of fucking
they
clowns.
there's like a certain agent that's popular within their agency, and they want to have a roast of this guy. So he's not famous, but he's famous in their world.
Yeah.
And because they're in Nashville and there's tons of comedians there, they said, we'll do it at Zany's and we'll hire a bunch of comedians. I was just one of the comics, and I'm like, well, I got to look this guy up. I don't know who he is. And I'm doing all these jokes. And I realized, like, I'm roasting this guy, and I don't know. And they were thinking it was more of a toast. So about 3 minutes into my
They didn't know what the terminology meant.
No,
was.
I don't. Oh, they didn't act like it because I was zinging these guys. I was zinging my own agent. I was like, "Thank you, Abby, for bringing me here. You put me in positions to succeed all the time. Everyone's booing me right now. Way to go, Abby!" And so, I mean, it was very uncomfortable. And I remember just leaving right after.
Oh, you just left.
I just left.
See ya.
Oh, that's amazing.
I wasn't the last guy, so there's more people in the room. I just I'm gonna go to my car.
Yeah, like that's
I
awkward.
ghosted.
It's just a person, like a celebrity. Most times, like I've already heard all these.
Yeah.
I've heard anything you're about. If they're fat, they know the fat joke, or they're black,
Right.
or they're redneck, or whatever the case is. They're like, I know what you're about to say.
They got a cock eye.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
This guy dyes his beard.
Yeah. Right.
I had to roast.
Oh, no.
Hemi
Hey, man,
Pescatelli's
fuck
got
you.
a big nose.
Oh God.
I don't drive. Hey,
Tell us
She
about
had
what?
like,
Hey, I don't drive an
just like
import.
a big nose or something. I was like, Tammy, so what was her joke I said about her? I'm like, I made a joke about it. Everybody laughed. So don't worry, she smelled that one coming a mile away. You know, but this is what you do. You go after the obvious, and they have I mean, most comedians will have self-deprecating jokes,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
means they've opened the door for you to go through it as well.
Exactly.
What's cool is that everybody, if you're late in the broadcast, the producer's supposed to go through everybody's jokes and make sure that they didn't cover something you're going to do.
Yeah.
And Nikki Glaser had to pivot, or she didn't pivot, but somebody else did a CTE joke, and she had one about her clit getting CTE, and she looked down at her agent when the other person said it, and was like, "What do I do?" And they just looked at it. She said, "You're 20 minutes away. They'll forget about it by the end. Just do it again."
She killed.
She killed it. Dude.
She the best
she
one.
crushed.
She's coming to
For sure.
Huntsville soon,
So
too.
Tony told Tom Brady, asked him if he got those shoes in the divorce, and Tom told him he was going to take those shoes and shove them up his ass. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
I
I saw him talk about it.
the
Yeah.
best joke of that roast, of course, I think it was Nikki. She said Kevin Hart's using the same step stool as Aaron Hernandez used it,
Yes.
kicked out from under himself to hang it. I was like, oh God.
They went
maybe
hard
that
on
was-
Aaron Hernandez.
Maybe that was Tony that said that.
It sounds like a Tony joke.
You know
was-
what? For me, like what I love is like just a quick, like they say, brevity is the soul of wit.
Right.
If you can get to the punchline quicker without wasting words, I love that skill. And Jeff Ross is one of the best.
He is.
And I don't know how he worded it, so it's not going to be as funny, but he said something about, here's Tom Brady, the guy who put jizz in Giselle. Just very simple, very quick. You know?
There's no fat on that joke.
No, it's right there.
Every single word is necessary for it. What's the craziest shit that's happened to you while you're on stage, while you're trying to do a show? You ever had somebody croak while you're at a show?
Croak.
Well, a guy had a stroke.
Oh,
Like so,
that
an
rhymes.
ambulance had to be called. You know, they stopped the show and guy come in. Yeah, that's happened several times. One guy took an edible, like in Columbus, Ohio. They had just passed a law where weed was now legal
Ish.
or whatever. Delta 27, whatever the loophole is in that certain state.
Yeah.
And some guy didn't know how to pregame, and he ate one and had passed out. Had to call the ambulance, all this stuff. So that happens randomly. The old guy in Michigan had a stroke. He survived, but they had to wheel him out of there. You know, so that I mean that's happened. You do
Isn't
it
that-
long enough.
Fuck that. And they look at you like, all right, crank it back up.
Yeah,
Crank it back up.
yeah. The last one.
All right, get back on stage.
How I
Make a
got back
slap.
up there. Oh, a fire alarm was pulled. Actually, it was a fire one time.
Oh, you pulled that on a set that was bombing.
He's like, I got to get the fuck
Yeah,
out.
this
Fuck outta
sucks.
here.
Parachute. Oh, that's a good technique, though. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, no shit.
They should have one on the stage for comedians.
Yeah. Just break the glass and pull it. Let's get out of here, guys.
Tell the MC if you hear the bit about Subway, go ahead and pull. That means
right.
I'm bailing. You pull the fire line.
That's the key word.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you this one. So I was on stage. It was about 10 minutes into my set, and a cell phone went off.
Hmm.
And I was like, I ignored the first ring, thinking they'll hit the quiet button or something. Kept going, and finally I got mad. I was like, "Well, you gonna answer it?" And it kept ringing. I was like, "Seriously, just turn it off or answer it one. Let's go." And it just kept ringing, and I was getting mad at this point. And I said, "Well, I'm coming out there," and I look for it. It's in the dark. I'm trying to find it, and I make my way to this table. And it was inside of a jacket that was hanging on a chair. It was my jacket. It was my phone, and I felt like the biggest douchebag.
How'd you handle that?
I was like,
Tell us how you climbed out of that hole.
I just said, "Oh, sorry, it was me." Anyway, it was me. Have you guys been to Burger King lately? Dude, you just move on. That's all.
I literally had a lady die at one of our shows once.
Oh no.
She started falling down towards the merch table, and my drum tech was like, "Get that drunk bitch off of my merch table." Gooch said that.
Oh shit.
Get that drunk bitch off my table. And she collapsed to the floor, and everybody helped her, and they wheeled her out, and she died a few minutes later. And
Oh, jeez.
she worked at the club we were at, and the other staff was like, "Hey, where is that asshole that said, "Get that drunk bitch off of my
no.
table." And I was like, "I don't know, man. He don't work for us." And I went and told him, I said, "You get out of here, go hide in the parking lot until the end of the." So they wheel her out. She dies, and the owner comes back up. He goes, "All right, well, you guys want to crank back up?" I was like, "She just died,
Yeah,
dude. What are you
do?
talking about?" And he goes, "She would have wanted y'all to keep going."
That's like, you know,
So what, he just
She
play
would've
Amazing
wanted
Grace?
you guys to keep going.
Yeah,
that's what he went to.
that's a typical sleazy ass club owner.
He's
dude.
like, hey, how about a little Jesse's girl? Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, let's kick back up, guys. Don't stop believing.
Yeah.
We really need it in a moment like
That's
this.
what you do.
can really save the night, you know?
Hey, y'all know any judge? That was her.
Oh,
the
man.
judge was her
She
favorite
would've
band.
wanted you to
You
keep
should've-
They
going.
told us that, and then we had to start back
Oh, my
up.
You
It
God.
was terrible.
You should have played a cover of Stairway to Heaven.
That's it. How many? All right. So when that happened, how long into the set were you?
Oh, I was a good hour and a half. I mean, it was packed.
And you had how long technically were you supposed to go?
Like 3
another-
hours.
Yeah,
Probably 3
another
hours.
So
hour
you
and a
had
half.
you're halfway there.
Yes, she died right at the halfway point.
Halfway there, living on a prayer.
There it is.
We didn't curate our
Yeah.
list like we should have. You're right. We should have really
We're
been
prepared for
specific.
that one. Yeah. Well, that's
Y'all just cranked it back up.
Yeah, it was in Arab, Alabama. You know where Arab is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How
Yeah.
did she die?
I know.
What was
I
her-
know.
Heart
the-
attack.
She had a heart
I know
Yeah.
the club too. I know right where that was at. I'm not going to say it.
She
Yeah.
had a heart attack.
Heart attack. She worked in the kitchen. She loved us too. But that club owner going, she would have wanted
She
y'all
would've
to keep
wanted-
going.
keep going.
Kind of like my mortgage does. Y'all just keep on
Yeah,
playing.
that's right. Yeah.
You know, he was all serious. Guys, listen. She was a big fan.
He did,
Right.
this is
She would-
exactly sounds like him, dude.
she would have wanted you guys to
Yeah.
just really just give it all you got.
Right. You
No
know,
days off.
Yeah. Plus we
Part-
got
the show must go on,
Matter
is
of
what
fact-
she always said.
Matter of fact, she told me she wished y'all play an extra 2 hours tonight.
right.
Right before she went down, she said, God, I hope they play to 6 o'clock.
Guys,
and
She didn't have a bonus hour out
She
of
did
you.
not
She was
want.
still
She
here.
don't want you to take your bonus either. She wants you to go less money.
Yeah.
So
And
the
I
next
hope-
day, I get a call from one of my other drumming friends, and he was like, "So I hear you finally did it last night." I go, "What?" He goes, "I hear your shitty ass meter finally killed somebody last night."
You made
It got
her,
around that fast.
Yeah, word was
Oh, my
out
gosh.
big time. Yeah,
You made
Evans
her-
called me the next day and was like, "Man, I hear your shitty meter."
She
fucking
told
really-
me you wanted a flat fee instead of that door deal.
Yeah.
you made her pacemaker skip a beat.
Oh, God.
she was. You know what else she would have liked is for y'all to take all the money I made at the door today and help put her in the
That's
ground.
right.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
that's buy the finest casket you could. With the
If y'all
door
played
money.
in Arab, Alabama, I think y'all only could afford a
Did you
cremation.
say Bammer?
Bammer.
Alabama.
Alabama.
Speaking of Alabama, let's talk about Dodge.
Yeah, we don't know.
So you had mentioned, so you think they're going to bring those
Yeah.
characters back?
Okay, so 3 years ago,
Yeah.
we got a phone call from people at Dodge,
Yeah.
and they flew me and Todd. Todd is the other guy
Yeah.
from the commercial,
Right.
Mhm.
and his line was, "Sweet."
Yeah. It was good.
Picking up the same check as
Very
you. brother.
good.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
No. John's
after-
Spill that tea, man.
Not
Let's
after the third. Not after the third commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, so they called us up, flew us to Vegas to perform at a big car show for all these dealers all over the country because they want to introduce they want the Hemi guys
Yeah.
to be the ones who introduce the all new electric Dodge truck.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, well, I would do it again. I'm a gun for hire.
Well, sure.
You pay me, I'll show up. And they want us to maybe do 3 new commercials, and they want our faces on it because they know a lot of Mopar guys are not going to like the idea of the electric stuff.
Yeah, right.
So they're trying to soften that blow by putting these Hemi guys on it
Mhm.
a little bit, and I don't know how it's going to go, but
That's a smart idea.
It'll go good, man. That,
yeah,
that was the best ad campaign for that brand ever.
that was
You
crazy.
know, it was cool.
And if you're going to get quizzed about shit, let Charlie go ahead and coach you about it.
Thank you.
If you need any car knowledge, you just call me.
All right.
That my General Lee out there we're about to build.
Yes.
It's going to be a complete Hellcat swap, QA1 coilover front and rear suspension, Willwood disc brakes.
Talking a different language now.
You know,
It's a
I don't know what the fuck he's saying.
the whole deal.
I have
It's
to
a
pretend I
hybrid.
know.
I had US Mag. I'll show you some pictures when we get done filming. I had US Mag build me custom the General Lee wheels, but in a 20 by 12, 20 inch by 12 wide in the rear and a 19 in the front. So they're
Nice.
oversized pro touring wheels that look identical to the
Very
ones
good.
that's on. So
Well, that's fun.
Has it got blinkers?
well, goddamn right.
That thing got a Hemi.
Yeah. A supercharged, fire breathing, panty dropping Hemi.
Yeah,
Okay.
baby.
Panty dropping.
If you need any one liners for your commercials, let me know.
Thank you.
They let you go off script. Talk to Charlie.
Yeah, I got to improv the one line, the one word. Hey.
Oh, that's good.
Hey.
In the script, it said that thing got a Hemi. I go, no. He would have to say hey first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Otherwise,
address
you're
it.
not going to look at him. You have to get their attention. Hey! And then they turn around and go, that thing got a Hemi. That's how you do it. And they go, he's genius.
And
no, that was
you
the-
told him that on the third commercial?
No, so the first commercial, right? So it's just me and Todd. By the way, I just auditioned for this. It was just a regular commercial audition, and it was
Yeah.
just in the script. That thing got a Hemi, and you're in a muscle car, and you're talking to a guy who's towing an old Dodge Charger. And we race, and he beats us, even though he's towing a whole nother car, and we're in a beat up Duster. But so both of us were the same, me and Todd, right? And then the second commercial, and by the way, if Dodge were smart, they didn't know what it was going to turn into. You said it's probably one of the best
Yeah.
campaigns. They had no idea what it was going to turn into. I remember sitting in a desert in Palmdale in this Duster with Todd, thinking to myself, this ain't going to work.
Yeah.
Like, nobody going to like this commercial. I'm the worst I've ever looked. I was fat. I had these horrible looking mutton chops. And I'm thinking, this is not how I want to start my career, but it's like I said, I'll do anything for money. Really. It's like, here we go. And I couldn't have been more wrong. Okay. I think it was a perfect combination of people missing the Hemi engine
Yeah.
and sort of the, I guess, rednecky look of it, of me and Todd and these good old boy kind of guys, you know?
Yeah.
And so just a combination of that and just blew up. So Dodge didn't know how popular these were going to be. And I found out later that there's numbers on this and statistics where they said that commercial, in terms of selling the product, sold more vehicles than any other automotive commercial in the
I believe
history of
that.
automotive commercials.
Well,
I
even
can
just
believe
that,
that too.
even just that slogan. Hey, that thing
Yeah.
got a Hemi, dude. Shirts, the little stickers for the back of their windshields,
Yes.
trucks, putting that shit on there. I
It
mean, it
was
was
crazy.
everywhere. It was everywhere.
Yeah, they were paying me to go to the Daytona 500
Yeah.
for 3 years to hang out with people, go to car shows where I was a celebrity judge of a burnout contest.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing, signing girls' boobs and
Yeah.
stuff. It was a whole nother ballpark.
Yeah.
But they didn't know what it's going to turn into. If they were smart, they would have locked us down. They would have said, all right, we're going to do 6, sign this contract for 6, and here's what you're going to get paid. But they never did that because they didn't know what it was going to be. So the first one, it was supposed to be one thing, one time done. And then it does well. And they go, all right, call them back up. We're going to do another one. Just one. So now we're just going to do 2, and that's it. Second one goes, all right, this is going well. Let's get a third. And then
How
they
much
do-
time is that? A year?
About 8 months to
Okay,
a
yeah.
year,
I was gonna
something
say it
like
went
that.
hard, fast.
Yeah, they. I think the whole thing started 2002, and it probably ended around 2008. I'm talking all 6 of them. I did
Yeah.
6 overall. So after the third commercial, I told my agent then, this guy named Hugh, who worked for Coast to Coast Talent. I said, hey, Hugh, if they want to do another commercial, see if you can get a vehicle out of them. I could use a new ride. And he's good. He called him up. He made it their problem. He called up the Dodge people. He goes, hey, I don't know if you know this, but your spokesman,
Showing up in Mustangs to a
it's worse than that. He said, your spokesman, your Hemi boy's driving around Los Angeles right now in a Suzuki Sidekick. And that's what I used to drive.
That's great. Though.
Yeah.
What a sales pitch.
Yeah.
So that was obvious. It was implied what they needed to do.
He made it their problem. Like, well, we can't have him seen in those. And they're like, okay, well, what are you going to do about it?
Do you want his
that day,
address?
I found myself at a Dodge dealership in Huntington Beach, California. Got a brand new Dodge Ram 1500 quad cab with a Hemi engine in it, chrome wheels. I loved it. Had that thing for about 2 years. And so then when they want to do the fourth one,
Yeah.
the agent goes, well, listen, your boy's blown up now. I mean, he's on the road all the time. He's selling out comedy clubs. I don't know if he's going to fly back to do this commercial for this.
Now he needs a Hemi
He
plane.
needs a Hemi plane, right? He needs a lot of things. And so, I was the funny one. Like Todd, and I love him. All he did was go, sweet. He didn't really stand out. So it wasn't like we were favored nations. I didn't know the guy. I met him that day. He ain't my friend. I just know him from this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got no loyalty to him. I got loyalty to my family.
That's
You
right.
hear that, Todd?
That's right. Fuck you, Todd.
Fuck you, Todd.
Todd.
Yeah.
Todd.
But I love Todd. Todd, we're both and I were in Vegas doing these new ones, and I think the concept for it's pretty neat. So I wish I had this with me. I could show it to you. They shot this fake commercial that they aired just for all these dealers that we did live in front of. It was like, I don't know, 5,000 these dealers in Caesar's Palace or whatever.
Yeah.
And it starts off with like you see a like an old TV, and it's got the little like static on it. And
Yeah.
it's like, remember this? And it shows a montage of all the commercials we did. And it goes, where are they now? What happened? And it cuts to me and Todd. Because the last commercial we did, I don't know if you remember, the last one we did, I basically jumped out of the Duster onto a car carrier that had the new truck on it. And it was moving down the road, and I lifted off the car cover of the new Dodge, and it flew off, and it covered the windshield of the car I was in, what Todd was driving, and he flew off a cliff, and it killed him. Like that's another thing. No one's ever died in a commercial before. Usually if someone falls in a commercial or gets injured, they'll come right back for half a second, and the guy's like dust himself off.
Right.
They never did that with Todd.
Really?
They killed Todd because they were done with Todd. Todd, he knew I was getting more money, and so he said, I want as much as he's getting. They said, well, we're not doing that. He goes, well, I'm not going to be in the next commercial. And then Dodge goes, well, guess what?
We're going to kill you.
We're going to kill you, and you're still going to be in the commercial because they had his digital
He had
rights.
signed something. Yeah.
I already signed it, and they could digitally put him in there.
Yeah.
So that commercial where he dies, he wasn't even there. It was a stunt guy I was sitting next to, and they digitally put his face on it, and he got paid
What
less.
a fuck you to Todd. That's
Yeah.
the biggest fuck
So
you to
they
Todd.
killed Todd.
Sound like Todd needs a better agent.
Yeah. How did the negotiations for the fourth commercial go?
Todd just needs to be funnier.
yeah.
No.
Needs to try a little hard.
Todd needs to
I
sign
don't
with
know.
Coast to Coast.
Yeah, he needs to move over. Todd's done well. I mean, you'll see he pops up on. He's an actor. Like he doesn't do stand up, so he's auditioning for stuff all the time, man. But you'll see him pop up here and there and stuff like that. But I mean, he's doing fine. So yeah, they killed him in that commercial, right? So that's the last one that we did.
Right.
So in this new one that they're thinking about doing, it's like, where are they? Last time we saw these boys, they were flying off a cliff, right? And then it cut to, it's like modern day, we're in the desert in Vegas, and you see us covered in dust. It's like we've been stranded or lost in the desert for 15 years or something like that. And we're walking around, and we see like there's a new Dodge coming up down the road, and we're running over to it like we need water or something. Because we've been out there forever. And then the guy rolls the window down. You think we're like, can you help us? I go, I think I got a Hemi. And the guy's like, no, this is all electric. I'm like, what? And then we get in the car and we're looking at it like, whoa, wait, where's the Hemi in this thing? And then it cuts to it's driving us through Vegas, and we're looking at all the lights. And then we pull out. We drove out onto the stage with the CEO
Hell yeah.
of Dodge.
As it's running? Like,
Yeah.
As the thing.
Like it cuts that, and we drive out. Like the video stops, and we drive out with
How
it.
exciting is it?
That's cool.
So that whole thing happened, but I don't know. They're waiting for the infrastructure. Last I was told that they want to do them, but it's not quite. They don't think society's ready for it.
Let me tell you.
They're kind of waiting for.
You're exactly right. So Ford scrapped theirs. Everybody's scrapping it. The only one that has a successful EV truck right now is the new Silverado that's on the market. The range is like 400 miles. The Cybertruck is just garbage.
It looks like garbage. Too. I don't like the way it looks.
Looks like an old Bic Razor.
It looks like the top of a trash can in a doctor's office.
but yes,
It does.
but I just not ready, especially
Not
in
ready.
the South. Hey,
Yeah.
Google your nearest charging station in this freaking neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Nashville.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just not. I don't know. It's not there. I know they had their last call run because the government was really pushing those initiatives for the car companies to really. But I feel that they're going to come out with something cool.
Yeah.
There's whispers.
It'll be a minute, but it'll come.
Yeah.
It'll be a day.
you know, and
I need
so
to
we'll
hurry
see.
up, so I can go ahead and put the pool in my backyard.
That's right, baby. That's
Tell you
right.
what needs to happen is Elon Musk needs to figure out how to build a solar panel small enough to put into the roof of those things,
I'm sure he.
so
Oh,
that
yeah.
you can charge it while you drive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how, obviously, but like, why can't they?
Put an alternator on it.
Well, that might be it, or just have a disposable or changeable battery. So when you pull off to get gas, instead of getting gas, you're taking your old battery out and you're giving
Well,
it to
those
them. They give you a new battery.
Those batteries weigh
It's the whole bottom of the
200
car.
pounds.
Well, like
each.
if there's a way they could do it
Yeah,
to
yeah,
design it that way.
Yeah.
There's always a way around everything, but I always thought, because how those work is each wheel has an electric motor, and then the center is a center of the vehicle, like the Hummer and
Mhm.
whatever. It's all battery bank. So what if each wheel with the motor also had an alternator, because it's spinning each motor,
The
which
problem,
which would feed into your lithium batteries and at least charge it
yeah,
as it goes, more of a hybrid system. You would still need to charge it,
right.
but I think it would up your range at least by 250 miles.
I think so. I think the problem
You know.
that they're dealing with that is the whole perpetual motion thing.
Oh, easy. Oh, God.
Hey,
that's
tap
a-
the brakes there,
That's a
Jeff.
big word over there, Bill Nye.
They could also, if you think about it, it's already been out there. They could do like a
Perpetual
garbage
motion.
disposal system, like in Back to the Future.
Yeah, hey, your flux
You brought up a
capacitor.
great point.
Flux
Why is
capacitor.
nobody talking about that?
Right.
damn
Thank
thing?
you.
Hey, it went serious.
And
for a
doesn't the
second.
DeLorean look like the Cybertruck a little bit?
It does. It
You
sure
know what
does.
they need to do is add a car sound built into the.
The,
I think
Dodge,
that.
Dodge
They have
does that. The
I
new-
think most people miss the sound when
No,
you get
they
electric.
have that.
The new Challenger, the new electric
Well, that's what they
EV
need.
Challenger that isn't out for sale yet. It's a concept. That's what it does that.
It sounds
And you
like
can
it's
hear
got a
it
motor.
inside, but you can also hear it outside.
Because if you've been in an electric vehicle, let me tell you something.
They're
it's
fast.
fun as hell, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, they're cool. I love.
And it's
Actually,
fast.
they're-
I mean, you just
I love
immediate-
them. It's an instant torque. It's
Yes.
And
Hey,
they
there's
get 300 tampons per gallon.
Yeah. Hey, there's a guy got a Tesla that he's gutted down that's just eating people's lunch racing one of those things. They're fast.
Yeah, but race from here to the beach.
No, yeah, I get it. We're talking,
Race when you got 3 kids in the back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, watching TVs
The dog,
and shit. Yeah.
and you're just trying to go from here to Gulf Shores, 4.5 hours.
You run out
300
about
miles.
Greenville.
You're not gonna- you're going to have to stop down there in Verbena
Yeah.
for 2 hours to charge.
yeah.
Verbena.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Actually, that's funny. I did a on my own. I
Yeah.
did a spoof commercial
in Verbena.
of a guy. Like now, the Hemi guy is grown up. He's no longer a blue collar rednecky guy. He's a sophisticated white collar guy.
Oh.
And so, I shut up myself. It's just me and some of my friends, and now I'm in a Prius, right? And I got a suit and tie on. I'm wearing glasses. I'm listening
Right.
to NPR in my car.
Good
having-
vehicle
having
call.
coffee. Like this is my little Prius. And then next to me, I'm at a stoplight. 2 guys, redneck guys, like what I used to be.
It used to be, yeah.
Pull up right next to me in a big Dodge Ram, all of it, right? And they're looking at me and they're laughing at me and they go, What is that, a hybrid? And I look over and I'm like, yeah, it's a hybrid. And then the light turns green and we floor it. And of course they beat me. But
Right.
then the next thing is they're pulling off to get gas and I'm still going.
Right.
I said, yeah, it's a hybrid. Sometimes you got to move on.
Look, I got a funny little story, and then we got to go to some phone calls real quick. But John, I called him,
Yes.
and earlier today, I was just, hey, bud, making sure he was finding his way out here in this huge city we're in, right? And I said, hey, I'll be waiting on you. He's like, he told me the description of his vehicle. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, well, I'm in I told him the description of mine, which what I'm in today is just
truck?
the most redneck.
Just to make sure he was
Yeah.
Yeah.
old daily drive
Yeah.
Raptor.
Yeah.
That's all beat around.
And I could probably, I couldn't see him. He had tinted. I'm sure when he pulled up, he was going,
Bigfoot.
this guy's a redneck. He's getting out with his Garth Brooks shirt on. I guarantee it. That's what he's thinking. Oh God. Let's go to some phone calls.
We got
real
phone
quick.
calls?
We
Yeah.
got a few phone calls. 412-4 advice. Let's see if we can give some advice here with Mr. Jon Reep today.
X5 podcast, man. What's going on? Long time fan, first time caller, man. I need some advice, dog. Whenever I have my girl over, man, I do all right, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to making sweet love, I do okay. But my roommate, man, whenever he has his girl, bro, it's so much ridiculous, unfiltered, unhinged noise coming from that fucking room. But every time I bring my girl home to fuck, she cannot focus on me and what we got going on because she just hears what the fuck is going on in that room over there. And it's ridiculous to this point. She cannot focus on me, and it's so distracting to both of us. I just need to know what the fuck do I supposed to do, man. I don't know if I can compete. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But please, y'all let me know, man.
Can I weigh in?
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to
Yeah,
wait.
you're supposed to weigh in.
What are the noises he's roommate? Is he having sex too?
Yes.
Oh,
But
so
he's
the-
like a real loud, like, you like this?
Oh, you got to turn it into a competition.
Yeah,
you got
you
to tell
gotta-
her.
I was
Like,
say, you got to
honey,
teach
this
your girl
is-
how to sell for you and put you
Yeah.
over. You know what I mean?
Well, it sounds like your roommate's in there giving an good old fashioned dong whooping,
Right.
Yeah.
and you're just kind of being
Dude.
soft.
Sour
He's down there-
grapes.
Yeah, he's down there throwing rose petals down, making sweet love,
That's-
talking about I can see us together forever shit.
Sounds to me like you need to get a better job and get your own fucking place.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good one.
You got to ask her to turn on porn and then turn it up real loud.
There you go.
He's in there fish hooking her and stuff. What's happening?
That's a good idea.
That actually is a good idea.
Crank the porn up.
Yes.
If that's just not you, then just crank
Yeah.
the porn up.
Well, he's making sweet love.
Yeah.
He's in there Luther Vandrossing.
He's in there true loving this girl.
Yeah.
That's what we call it. Yeah.
True loving.
That's a great idea.
True
Cassie.
love.
With a
Looking
speed-
at face to face in the eyes as you do it. Don't blink.
Look at me. No,
Yeah.
look at me.
Look at me.
I love you.
Look at me. I'm loving you. I'm truly loving you right now. I'm inside.
The other guy's like, spit in my mouth.
you whore, take this.
And this guy's behind her, not even looking. Ah! Ah! He's like, all right. Yeah, it's a competition at that point. But I think you're right. Just crank the porn up
Y'all make your sweet love. Just
and
have
then just crank it up.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds like a fun competition. Can you imagine me and you being roommates back in the day?
I mean, not that I've ever done that, but it just came to me off the top.
Is that what happened?
Off the old dome.
Oh, God.
Thanks to did he say his name?
No.
Thanks
Well,
to
maybe.
my
I don't know.
roommate John for calling it.
We got time for one more. Let's go to the lines.
412 for advice.
Hi, this is John in Fort Payne. I have a really important thing I need. I'm trying to bang my former coworker. I'm almost 90% sure she's not into me. It doesn't matter where we used to work, but definitely not the sheriff's office. But anyways, she stopped responding to my texts and calls, but
Sounds illegal, guys.
I'm still feeding her cat, so I don't know what I should do. I feel like she's just playing hard to get. I don't know. Give me some help, man.
John, you want to weigh on this?
I feel like this is a guy who's in prison. That's his one phone call. You know, this sounds highly illegal. I mean, I don't know. Have you tried date rape? Have you tried just dosing her? And
Yeah, I wasn't ready for the left turn. 90% not into me.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say 90% she's into me.
Yeah, I'm feeling something,
I want to
dude.
make the move without getting in trouble.
well, you just gonna have to go for the date rape, dude. I don't condone this.
I mean, I turned her face into a lampshade, but I don't know what else to do to show her I love her.
Oh, God.
that guy's got problems. You just need to find another chick. Move on, dude.
yeah, there are so many other chicks to pursue besides.
I missed the end of that. Did he say something about feeding her cat?
Yeah, he's
I think
feeding-
I think he's babysitting her, like he watches her cat.
Oh, no.
Probably while
Do
she's
you
out.
think she has any idea
No,
the
that's the
lunatic
thing.
that she's dealing
She's
with?
about to have a cat.
I don't
missing.
even know she's dealing with him.
Look, this,
Yeah.
He's just doing it.
This guy-
She doesn't
like he's
know.
showing up at her house and feeding her cat when she's not there.
John's right. She
Oh,
doesn't
my
know.
God.
He's
God,
stalking
yeah.
her. She
Yeah.
doesn't even know he exists.
she's friend zoned the shit out of you, dude. Move on. You're feeding her fucking
I
cat.
tell you what, sleep with her best friend. That gets them every time.
There you go. Sleep with
From what I heard. I don't know.
I wish she's in there with this guy making sweet love.
And I know I could love her better than him.
Yeah.
I just want to watch
I'm
the
just
Notebook
over here
and
feeding her
snuggle.
cat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit.
That got creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
creepy
it was
call.
creepy right out the gate. So I thought it was like a joke at first. And then he kept going like, no, there's something in here.
Yeah, he was deep in it.
Oh, this is very
No, that's the problem. He's not deep in it.
There was some details. It
was.
Silence of the Lamb.
Try laying down behind her car in her driveway. Yeah. Till she agrees to go on a date with you.
Don't tell her though you're there.
Yeah, don't tell her you're there.
Do it at night, and then when she leaves in the mornings.
Yeah, I'm going to sue you.
You should kidnap her cat.
We don't work at the sheriff's office together.
Yeah, I don't understand that part of the call where he said we definitely didn't used to work at the sheriff's office together.
Yeah. See, there's something like he's speaking in code.
That's weird.
Right. That's why I feel like we're supposed to know something.
Right.
When he said that.
Maybe
I feel
he's been
uncomfortable.
arrested a bunch of times.
Who do we know at Blount County that
Maybe she's a corrections officer.
Yeah. He's
And
been to the
he's
sheriff's
in jail.
for stalking, clearly.
For stalking.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there you
Maybe
go.
it's
And
one
maybe
of those.
feeding her kitty is a euphemism for something else.
Yeah.
You know?
He'd love
She's
to see
about
that
to
cat.
she's about to have a missing cat. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I told you he's gonna take that cat.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Jeez.
And he's gonna eat it.
All right, so
Call
lot
Chris
of.
Hansen.
Yeah. We'll have to turn that over to Chris.
Matter of fact, send us your. Do we have emails? Do we have contact details for that guy?
Don't give my fucking email out to that guy.
All right, you can be a part of our next show. All you got to do is give a call 412, the number 4 advice, 412-4-advice. Ask anything you want, and we can put you on an episode. And clearly, we're not screening them because we just had a date range.
That would have been
there.
screened
Yeah,
out for sure.
We're letting everybody on. So call 412-4-advice.
Again, a lot of sexual advice comes through that phone line. A lot.
Yeah, we have creepy listeners.
Yeah.
We do.
Well, when you put it out there, I need advice. That's what people.
I
That's
guess.
the number one thing.
It's-
Like,
yeah.
how do I get laid better?
Yeah. Honestly, that's what 90% of it is. Seriously.
And a girl called last week and was like, I've got hemorrhoids and my boyfriend's hitting it from behind. Do you think he can see it? And I was like, we were all like,
Yeah.
for sure. they
Yeah,
can see
100%.
it. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
see that
Like
from that angle.
Like a bunch of grapes hanging out.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
And he can smell it. Probably.
I was with a real hot girl,
He's good.
super hot girl, and then I saw it, and I'm like, God,
You'll never get rid of
took a
that.
little bit away.
Do you poke it back in? Just keep going.
I married her.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not a deal breaker with guys. It's not a deal breaker, guys.
Dim the lights.
I was about to say, all y'all have lights on? That's wild.
Yeah.
The way he just said, I married her.
It's my ex-wife. My new wife does not have hemorrhoids. Just for the record, in case she's listening. First wife had hemorrhoids.
Yeah, I was fixing to say she's going to beat your ass.
We didn't hear why you hate William Morris. That hurts my heart.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
well,
suck.
one of the agents over there was not doing a very good job. He's dropping the ball, not returning emails. I had several comedy club owners pull me aside and go, "Hey, what's up with your boy?"
We've dealt with that, dude. We've dealt with
And
agents
they
that don't
said-
even take them the offer.
That's what happened.
That's what
like
happened.
many times, and I'm friends with a lot. I've been doing this a long time. I'm friends with a lot of owners of comedy clubs who I've been going to their club for years, and my agents come and go, but I've known these guys forever.
Yeah.
And 5 of them separately, different occasions, didn't know about the other person. Said, "What is up with your agent? I can't. He's not returning my. I'm trying to get you booked, and I'm not hearing anything." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So that happened like more than one, like several times, and finally I had to fire his ass.
Good for you.
Well, you know what? With agents,
Checks out.
what the thing with agents is the best person to get once they're an established agent is their assistant
Yeah.
who wants to be an agent because they're hungry.
They're making phone calls instead of just picking up.
They're the ones doing the work anyway.
Yeah.
They're doing the contracts 9 times out of 10. They're handling all that for
I
them.
agree. I think a lot of agents, like, because William Morris Endeavor is a gigantic agency. They've got
Yes.
huge. They got Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
They- I'm
And
not.
you
at
don't
the
want his
top.
agent, by the way. You
Right.
don't want his agent.
And I don't, because I will never be at the top of his totem pole.
Yeah.
So I'm always down here. But what they'll do sometimes is get a mid-level dude like me, a guy who's like does okay, but is not a superstar. And they'll use it as leverage. So they'll call up a place and go like,
dude, they
yeah, I
all
can
do
get
this
you Garth
shit.
Brooks, but you got to take Jon Reep at this cost. Same thing. They're like, well, I don't know if we can do that. And it's like, well,
Right.
then I'm not calling you. And that's kind of what happens.
That
He's
game is
using
played
me.
every day.
Yeah, so I didn't like that. Like I'm at a place in my life where I'm like, I know I can do this well at these venues. Let's just do that, and I want to live my life this way.
You know what I started doing with those cocksuckers?
Please.
I'll just tell you.
What's 411 advice?
So
Our next caller, Charlie Reese. Everybody,
Terry, can you get John a pen and a piece of paper? I'm about to drop some.
What do I do with these cocksucking agents?
Yeah. So when we're booking talent for this show, first of all, I kind of quit going through a lot. Not all of them. Some agencies are actually great, but some in particular play those same games. And when we send our offer out with our standard contract, things like that, these motherfuckers have the gall to come back and try to negotiate price.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do you know who you're talking to? Like, I'm the king of negotiating price. So, but I always put my best price first because I want to.
And that's it.
And that's it. And then they'll go back and forth and try to play games. So we just yanked the offer off the table.
Yep.
And our network's grown so vast. Then I'll make sure I get with people that can tell that
artist directly,
the artist directly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so we started booking artists directly and just going around them.
That would happen once with me, and that agent would be gone as hell. Dude.
Yeah.
There would be no second chance with the agent playing that game, dude.
It took me a minute to catch on to it. But I'm glad I did it when I did.
It's embarrassing when you find out, dude.
Because I feel bad for like I said, these are friends I hang out with outside of the comedy club.
And most people aren't willing to tell you. It's what's fucked up.
And it hurts
they think you're big
it hurts them
time.
to come to you.
They think you're big time with them.
And they also think that. They think I'm telling him to say these
Correct.
things.
That's right.
And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Didn't even know.
Didn't even know about it. So,
But by the time you get told, it's happened so many times that you can never trace down all the people they've ignored.
You guys know who John Heffron is? Comedian
Yeah.
John Heffron?
Yeah.
He won Last Comic Standing, I say season 2 or 3.
Yep.
Very funny guy, Michigan dude. You would love him. I'm going to ask him if you guys would love to have John Heffron.
Yeah,
He
sure.
would be
Love to.
great on
Absolutely.
the show. But he's very big into artificial intelligence,
Mhm.
AI. And him and I are this close to inventing an AI agent.
Oh, wow.
Because you just put a phone number up, people call the number, they'll ask the same questions. How much, when, what's it for? All these boilerplate questions could be answered with AI, and it just whittles down to, all right, are you available? And can you do it for that much? And then I'll pick up the phone. And I don't even need an agent.
My guy in there, Eric, my producer, he's a mixture of Doogie Howser and a Star Wars nerd. He could write that program for you in an hour.
There you
I'm
go.
not kidding. He wrote an AI program to edit our podcast.
Good.
So an hour and a half episode where
It already knows your voice and cuts to
and
you.
it cuts all the cameras and everything. Literally takes him 20 minutes now just to edit an episode. An hour and a half episode.
That's the way of the future. I didn't talk about this. I have another podcast that I do called AI. It's about artificial intelligence, but we call it AI Absolute Ignorance.
Yeah.
And we troll Chat GPT.
Yeah. That's cool. That's funny.
Well, where can they find everything, man?
Just if you go to my website, everything's there. JonReep.com, JON.
The Gingerbeard Man.
The Gingerbeard Man. That's my Amazon Prime special. You can watch right now if you have Amazon Prime, free with your subscription. And got both of my podcasts or links are on there. My barbecue sauce, my tour dates, anything you want to know about me is at JonReep.com.
Love it. John, thank you so much for coming in, hanging out.
Thank you
guys.
guys.
Make sure to go see him out on the road. Again, JonReep.com. Oh,
Grand
the
Ole Opry coming up. Yeah.
Hey, how about that?
Yeah.
Have you did that before?
Yeah. This will be like my third time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I love it, though. That's legendary. I'm one of the only guys, I think, let someone fact check me.
Yeah.
We've had some other guys that have been on it before.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying one of the only guys to have performed at both the Hollywood Bowl and the Grand Ole Opry.
Whoa.
Oh, I bet.
I'm like Metro Jethro.
Oh, is that what it is?
Jethro-sexual.
Did you say a Jethro section?
That's him.
Jethro
That's
section.
him. Yeah.
Jethro
When did you have that? Early
I used to be
2000s?
my first one. Comedy special was Jon Reep, Metro Jethro.
Metro Jethro.
And it was about like being from Hickory, but then trying to survive in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I'm a mix of both. I like moonshine martinis.
There you go.
You know.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Moonshine Martinis.
You know Ginger Billy.
I've had him on my podcast once. I've never met him face to face.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Have you had him on
He's-
here?
Oh, yeah.
He's been
Okay.
on. He's up in your neck of the woods, I believe.
He
So.
is. He's
And
doing
then-
great.
Oh, Rob Pitts. You know Rob?
If I saw his face.
Tex-Mex Motors.
He's from around Greenville.
Rabbit.
But he
think so.
Yeah, it's okay. Hey, you're batting 1,000. Everybody, hey. Hey, what was the guy that he didn't know either?
Chris Ivey.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell it is either. So, hey, Chris, he didn't remember.
Oh, John's the king of. I mean, I've never met him face to face.
Yeah, I'm very good at that.
That's his out.
I got but see, sometimes I've been burned so many times, man, where I'll be like, and I should have learned by now, where I will say, nice to meet you to someone, and they'll go like, we already met. I go, oh, I'm sorry.
I've gone down that road.
Or I'll say, good to see you again. They'll go like, I've never met you.
You should tell him I've been outside in your front yard in your bushes watching it.
Leave it open-ended.
So now you just say, nice to see you.
How are you?
Yeah.
Because I feel like shit too. I do it all the time.
Especially headliners.
Or good to see you. Good to see
that's
you.
What
So
that's what I was saying. That's what I say now.
Yeah,
It's good to see you.
Say, I'm glad you got to see me.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got to see me.
Dude, this just happened. A guy came up to me at the end of my show in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I was out there meeting and greeting, selling barbecue sauce, taking pictures. And this one guy was kind of standing there lingering, you know, and he was the last guy there. And I looked at him and he looked familiar to me. Like I was so confident that I'd met him before that I hugged him.
Oh,
I was like, man, hey, what's going on? I grabbed him. I was just in a good mood. Like, hey, man, it's good to see you. He's like, oh, have we met? Like he got me. And I was like, yeah.
Did he slip you a
No, did we meet before? You were here last year, huh? No? Shit. Oh, you're not here for me?
I know the awkwardness.
You were here last. He wasn't even there for the comedy show. It was just a guy hanging out because the comedy catch has lots of stuff out there.
Yeah, I'm your valet.
I'm the guy supposed to take these tables down with your barbecue sauce on it when you're
When you hugged him, did he leave a hotel key in your pocket?
Yeah. He said he's going to feed my kitty.
Yeah. Ooh.
Can I do one more?
Yeah.
All right. This is the most humiliating. I felt this big after this one. I was probably midway through Last Comic Standing. Like I was in the top 5, but I hadn't won yet.
Right.
And we took like a hiatus, like a month off, and I did some tour dates. And I happened to be in Laughlin, Nevada. And if you ever been to Laughlin, Nevada, you know it's kind of nasty. Not the richest people go to Laughlin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing a gig, and I'm just after my show. I didn't want to do a meet and greet. I just want to go back to my room and get some food. I didn't want to talk to anybody, so I'm just kind of walked to the hotel real fast with my head down like this, trying not to be recognized. And I'm walking towards my hotel room. I see my hotel room. I'm in the hallway, and I see this drunk lady on the other end of the hall. And I'm thinking, I got to avoid her. And she looked pregnant, and she had a cigarette. And she was drunk. And I'm like, she's going to recognize me. So I put my head down.
She's going to kill that baby. She's going to kill that baby.
I was just walking like this, like, don't look up at her. Don't look up at her. And I made the rookie move. Like the last second, I did the whole just you pop your head up, and then she looked at me. She goes, she had a cigarette. She goes, "Oh, hey, look who it is! Oh, I guess you didn't win, huh?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? Oh no, it's not over. I still have a chance to win. I'm in the top. I need your." I said, I have a chance to win. It's not over with yet. And she got very confused, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm talking about them jet skis are raffling off downstairs. You're up here. I guess you didn't win the jet skis. She had no idea who I was. No idea I had anything to do with stand-up comedy. And I went in my room. I went in my room and shut the door and just laughed my ass off.
Who do I think I am?
Exactly.
I still got a chance.
I have a chance to win. No, you don't.
You're up here.
It's over.
It's over.
2 jet skis.
My husband won them. What are you talking about? You still got a chance. You go rob him?
Right. Sorry, guys.
That's
awesome.
That's a good one.
Jet skis.
Well, man, thank you for coming in, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
This
boys.
was a fun
This was
episode,
fun.
man.
I appreciate it. Now I get to drive 6 hours to Hickory.
Hickory!
And make sure if this is your first time watching us today that you'd like and subscribe and leave a comment in our in our YouTube channel.
Leave a car emoji.
Actually, what kind of barbecue do you like? Texas, Southern.
Well, Southern. Where's that?
Salad.
Salad.
Barbecue salad.
That's my favorite meat.
Southern. It's like Southern, but a little sour.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see all you guys next week.
Bicycle.
See you guys.